When you've been crying for forever, like, and you're just like, this is gonna be the best sleep of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what a morbid
morbid joke intro.
It's a sad day here on the cliff.
Hey guys, so welcome to episode 8. We almost didn't do this. Just to fill you guys in, and for most of the people that listen every week, you will have already probably seen this on my Instagram or somewhere. But on the literally just a few hours before we were recording this, I had to go and put my dog down. He passed away peacefully. It was pretty easy in terms of like him going. Like, it wasn't a mess. He didn't, Cooper was the best dog I could have asked for. He was my best fucking friend. Our whole family loved him. I know that he loved us too. And he lived with us for 8 really great years and almost 10 years in total. And I miss him already. So, Cooper, thank you for everything. Rest in peace, baby. Go play with Smokey and Bocce now.
Yeah. Tell Bocce I said hello. God, this is sad.
It sucks. We were talking about this before we started.
Both our dogs in 2 months.
And put down by the same doctor, no less.
Dr. Fan. You will never come across this podcast, but no, seriously.
You were great.
Yeah, like, you couldn't do anything more right.
You're just unfortunately the bearer of the worst thing that can happen. But, Dr. Fan, Kevin Fan, right? Is that his name? I only briefly looked at his name tag because I was crying. I think it was Kevin Fan. He's over at Swanee Animal Hospital, and he was really, really good with like being very gentle with Cooper and gentle with us, and letting us kind of know everything that was going to happen, which, in the state that we're in emotionally and mentally is maybe not what we want to know and hear anyway, but it's good to understand what's going on.
I mean, with Bocce, he made it as... He tries to make it easy. There's no easy in this, but no, so I'm glad that the hardest thing that we've ever had to do was with somebody who like genuinely cared and wasn't like there for the paycheck.
Definitely.
Which is not a lot of vets are there for the paycheck. They're there because they like animals, but you heard it and you saw it in him, which made it 10 times easier than it needed to be.
Right.
So, but all the appreciation towards him, although he will never listen to us.
And towards all of the Swanee Animal Hospital staff, because Cooper has been sick for a couple of weeks, well, really for a couple of months even.
And Bocce with his snake bite last year.
Yeah.
Both our dogs were on their way out, but they were fighting.
Swanee Animal Hospital has a lot of great people there. The doctors, the vet techs, the employees, all of them are great. Special shout out to Bridget again.
Bridget, if you do come across this, let Dr. Fan, or even show him this.
Yeah, you can even show him that he's awesome.
Just let him know that we really, really appreciate it.
But so that's what's been going on. We were talking about it, before we started. Like, it sucks that this is a part of growing up, and it sucks that we can't always have like a really funny, crazy podcast where we're talking about like glory holes or something like we did 2 weeks ago. Yeah. We talked about not even doing an episode after what has happened today, but we want to do like an episode, or not just an episode, we want this podcast to just be about like our lives and like what's how like what it is to be a fucking adult, really. And like, this is a part of that, unfortunately for everyone, is like you start kind of losing people and losing your animals sometimes, and it sucks, but like that's the reality.
That's life.
Which,
unfortunately, but I don't know. It never gets easier. I don't see it ever getting easier.
No, and I don't know if I could have another pet now, because I've now had a cat pass away when I was in high school, and now I've had a dog pass away when I'm close to graduating college, and I had to give away a cat last year that was alive and well and had just had fucking babies, and had to give all of those away. Like whether they're living or passing away, whether you're giving them away or they're like sick and need to, leave and go be well, there's no easy way. There is no easy situation. It sucks every single time, and it makes me not want another pet.
Even when you think you're ready for it.
Yeah.
Which is the worst part, because like, I'm ready, and then you see it happen. You're like, I wasn't ready.
Yeah. Well, and, is there really any sort of getting ready for it, Because, like...
No. I mean, Bocce was supposed to be dead 3 times before he actually was dead.
Bocce was a trooper.
And the 3 times that I cried like a bitch.
Yeah.
And the 4th time, I cried like a bitch.
Yep.
There's no getting... I mean... I don't know. They were both good. Like we kind of asked for better dogs.
Yeah.
So I'm not upset with the dog I got, I guess.
Yeah.
To put it that way. Like I'm glad that the 15 years I had with him was with that dog.
Right.
But
and Cooper was great for our family because he was not super high maintenance in terms of like, you know, what he needed in terms of like he didn't need to go and run around for 6 hours a day. He was a lazy boy.
He was a big boy.
He was a big boy. You know, he did end up losing more weight, and I don't know if it was because he got sick or if it was because he was actually doing we were doing something right. But he, at one point, was like up to 73 pounds. But like last time we checked, which was 2 weeks ago before we left for vacation, he was at like 62. Mm-hmm. And it was probably some combination of like being sick, but also like what we were doing to try to help him get better. So, but it was just good to see him like in a little bit better of like weight wise, like he was doing a little better by the end. But yeah, fucking losing a pet is hard, and you know, I know that we're not the only people that have done it, and there are people that are listening, I'm sure, that have dealt with it, and
this is not gonna be the last time we do it.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's with pets or if it's with like, you know, family members or friends or whatever, like this shit happens, and you know, it's fucking hard, and like, I remember when my grandma on my dad's side passed away when I was like, I was in 5th grade, and I didn't really know her all that well, so I didn't cry. I was very sad, and I was especially really sad for my dad because he loved her to death. Mm-hmm. But maybe a poor choice of words, but it's fine. He loved her a lot, and you know, they were close, and so it was tough on him, and I remember being really sad, but I remember not crying, and I remember thinking like, you know, I don't know what I'm gonna do when I lose someone that's like when I lose my mom, you know, or like whatever, and like it's just crazy. It really makes like this sort of thing really makes you think about like life and about mortality. Yeah. It's a lot.
I mean, I lost my grandmother when I was in 8th grade, but even in 8th grade, I cried, but like I didn't understand it enough to where like the funeral, like, to me, it wasn't a funeral. It was just, like, people getting together. Like, I didn't, like, view it as what it was. And I wish I could go back and, like, mature myself for that day because I was...
Just to understand
just so I could understand it because, like, I didn't... Like, I knew she died. I knew I would never see her again. But like, I didn't understand, like, the extent of, like, you will never be able to pick up the phone and call her again.
Right.
Like, I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
So I wish I could go back and punch myself in the face.
He's like, you idiot! Will you just appreciate this moment?
Yeah, honestly.
Well, and it's, I mean, a weird comparison, but like when we moved from New Jersey to Georgia, and we were like leaving my house for the last time, I was like 6 years old. I had no idea like what that meant. I thought we were going on like a fucking vacation. Like I knew that we had sold the house. I didn't know what that meant though. So I was like, we were leaving, and I had no idea that was like the last time I would like go in my house and like live on that street and everything. Didn't understand that I like wouldn't see my old friends anymore and like all that other stuff. It's fucking crazy to think about, you know? And then like, yeah, so it's weird how it's always weird when those big life events happen to you when you're younger, because then you look back on it at like, you know, like 20, 21 years old, and you're like, damn, like that is crazy. Like it's crazy to know that I was dealing with that, whether I realized that it was something that I was dealing with, quote unquote, or not. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, I mean, I wanted a hedgehog for forever. Like, and I still do, but I also like don't want to get another pet. Don't want
to go through it
because I can't remember exactly how long it is, but I think their expected lifespan in captivity is like 3 to 5 years. That would fucking suck. Have a hedgehog for like 3 years. He's like the cutest little shit ever, and then that's it. Just 3 years.
Yeah. No, I mean. And the fine, I think it's illegal to have them in Georgia.
Yeah, they're illegal here.
The fine is like $125,000 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and part of it was that I was going to have to live in a state where it was legal to own one.
Which would take me more than 3 years to even get the fine for owning the hedgehog. You'd be dead by then.
Fuck. But, yeah. They're legal in North Carolina.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
that's why I'm looking into it. That's not why. But
that's why I was looking into it.
But... No, I mean, going back to the house thing, I mean, even at 22, when Dad sold his house, and he was like, all right.
Just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he was like, clean up your room. And I, like, cleaned my room up. And then, like, I walked out, and I was like, wait. And I, like, looked back. I was like, this is going to be the last fucking time I'm in this room.
I even got choked up when I moved out of my freshman dorm. Like,
it's weird because, like, that's your sanctuary.
Yeah, for a year.
This is your space. This is your area.
She can't do that to you. Like for that whole year, that was my spot. And I remember like that last night, because I had my friend Jess help me like pack some things up and get things to my car, because she was like, "Oh, I'm great at organizing. Like I'll help you out." And I was like, "Fuck yeah."
Yeah.
You know, and then like we got everything taken down, and all that was left was like, did I even sleep with like sheets on my bed? I don't think I did. I think all I had on my like in my room that last night was like the stuff that I was gonna put in my backpack, like toiletries, like my pillows were there, and like my laptop, and that was pretty much it. But I was just like looking at the walls, and I was like, holy fuck, this like isn't my room anymore, and it just was weird.
And I've had such shit roommate experiences in college that I couldn't wait to get the fuck out of my rooms.
Right.
But no, I mean, Dad's house hit me like a freight train. Like,
yeah.
I was like, because like I had so many memories there. Like, nights with like Sid, like games with you. Mm-hmm. Like it was just like Game of Thrones with my friends. Like it was like
having people over for New Year's, like chilling with Sam and Ben and them.
Yeah, it's just you don't realize like. I don't know. It's weird. It's like such a sentimental thing that shouldn't be sentimental at all because it's like it's inanimate. But
but it is. Yeah,
it's there.
Well, because I fucking hated Collins Hill. Like when I was going there, and when we moved, like I remember being like really like I almost cried. Like it came, like I stopped. I was like, nope, we're good. But like I got pretty emotional when we were like getting ready to walk out of the house for the last time, because I mean I had been there for like 10 years almost by that point, and like. Yeah, even though I like was so ready to get a new start, and I love this house, and like I loved North Gwinnett, and like everything turned around and all that stuff, but like still leaving there, I was like, oh damn, like this is it. Like it's hard.
That happened to me leaving North Gwinnett. I love the house. Hated North Gwinnett.
Yeah, you did.
But I don't know. It's weird. I was telling that to my mom. She goes, "It's never easy leaving a house." I was like, no. I was like, I haven't moved since I was 8. So I don't remember it.
Yeah. Well, even like because I've been like slowly moving out of this apartment to get ready to move into the new one, and like I took everything off the walls. Yeah, I think that I took everything off the walls now, and I just like remember because the last time I was there was when I did that, and I looked at like all the walls, and I was like, oh, I liked having all my stuff on the walls. Yeah. This sucks. Like, it's just weird. And it really, that stuff doesn't really get any easier either.
Yeah. And the thing I've been worrying about is me and Sydney are getting, like, ready to buy our first home.
Right.
And, like, when I have to leave that's going to fucking, like, that was the first big thing I bought.
Yeah.
Like, and, like, I want to buy a house I don't want to buy a house that's perfect because I want to, like, be able to, like, go in there and, like, fix stuff up and, like, make it
yours,
just so I can feel more attached to it. But like when I move away from it, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, right.
So
yeah, no, it's crazy. But
we've been morbid for 13 minutes.
I know, we were like, oh, let's make a quick little thing dedicated to Cooper and to Bocce and all that, and then now it's been 13 minutes of us being like, everything is sad, everything you love will die.
Oh, I was so bitter.
Okay, no, tell the story.
Yeah, I was so bitter when Bocce died. We went to Cracker Barrel afterwards, just because I had to force myself to eat, which is the best thing to do when you're sad.
Was it just you and Sydney, or did like
it was just me and Sid?
Okay,
everyone else wasn't feeling it, which I completely understood.
Totally, yeah.
But like when you're sad and you don't feel hungry, you have to make yourself eat. But there's this guy who's walking his dog like on the grass, and we walked out, and I was like just looking at him like in complete disgust. I was like, don't even get attached to that thing. I go, they die. I was like, and Sydney was like, Dante. I was like, no. I was like, he's gonna be dead like in 10 years. I was like, don't even.
Did he hear you?
Oh yeah, he was looking at me. I was like, dude. I was like, don't get attached
Dante.
to this dog. I was like, they die and they break your heart. And he was like, oh. And Sydney was like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I was so bitter. I was like,
that was the funniest thing about like. When you're grieving, especially as it's happening, is like the random shit that you'll end up saying, like whether it's related or not. Like we walked into the animal hospital today, and Reagan Bernard was in there working, and we had like math together. I think junior year. She's like really cool, and I've seen her a couple of times recently because she's working in there or whatever. And I'm like crying, and we're like about to take Cooper into the room, and she like gives me a hug, and she's like, I'm so sorry, he lived a great life. I'm like, yeah, he did, thank you. And then I go, and I look at her, I'm like, by the way, I think I saw your sister at Sonic last night. Like, as I'm like still sobbing.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah. Just the like.
You try to keep it normal. Like even when we were on the way to Cracker Barrel, and Sydney was like, "What do you want to eat?" And I was like, she was like, hibachi. I was like, I don't have the energy to woo over an onion volcano.
They love the onion volcano. They're always so proud of it.
Those are like, that was the exact, I was like, I don't have the energy to woo over an onion volcano. And 2 nights ago, we were at hibachi, and the guy like did the volcano, right, and like hit the flames. He was like, "Oh, I didn't see that." I was like, "You didn't see the same volcano we saw every other time we came here?"
You absolutely saw it.
No, but
yeah, well, and that's like my parents were trying to like do that to me today. They were you know, like we were sitting in the room with the fucking dog, and my dad was like, "You hit any traffic today?" And I was like, "Yeah."
I don't want to fucking talk about traffic, Mark.
Yeah, but like I kind of did because I knew what he was doing.
You needed to, yeah. I got it.
I don't want to throw my dad under the bus on the podcast, but he's doing a really, really good job of holding it together right now for the sake of all of us. And he's very upset, and you can tell, but he's like not crying yet. But like my mom even said, like, you know, he's like, once you guys are, you know, away and like when he's alone, he's going to really like have a hard time. That was like, he was probably the closest to Cooper out of anybody.
Yeah.
So that I know it's going to be like,
I heard his voice break when he was like, when I was telling him, I was like, "Yeah, put my 15-year-old down." And he was like, he wasn't even 10, but when he like said it, his voice broke, and I was like, "Don't do it, Mark."
Yeah, right. Like he's doing a really good job of holding it in, but I think that he's going to let it out soon, and he needs to.
No, I mean, yeah, that was I mean, my dad didn't cry a lot when I was a kid, but whenever you see your dad, I don't know if it's the same as like with daughters, like if they see their mom cry,
probably,
or just I guess dads always have like this tough.
I think there's something inherently about your dad crying that's
because like men have to be tough. It's like
that whole
gender
thing.
stereotype, yeah. But like when I saw my dad cry, I was like, Jesus. I was like, don't do this to me.
Well, you know, like when Smokey got put down, like after a little time had passed, and I was like a little more ready to talk about it. I was how old at the time? Like 15 at the time. And I remember asking my mom, because I wasn't there. I was like at a concert that night when they went and put him down because they didn't want me to have to see it. And so I asked her, I was like, because I knew that she had cried and I knew that I cried, and I didn't know if Tyler was old enough to understand to cry, so I didn't want to ask. But I was like, "Did Dad cry?" You know, because I don't know what to expect out of that. And she was like, "Yeah, he cried a lot." And it was very surprising to hear, you know? And I don't know if I'll see it with this. There were some moments where he like cried a little, but like he was definitely trying to kind of hold it together for us.
Because if he broke, everybody breaks.
Right, we were already broken anyway, so it was, you know.
I mean, my dad's always played off the whole like, "Oh, I don't want to have animals. I hate this." Like every time like the animal like would eat his food, he was like, "I fucking hate this." But my dad loves animals.
Yeah.
And Mickey, the dog we had before Baji, he was always like, "The stupid cat is always shedding and blah blah blah." But we have pictures all the time of like Mickey laying on his chest.
Yeah.
And
I love when Smokey laid on my chest.
Yeah, and when we put him down and stuff, me and Joe were like in the back of the car waiting in the parking lot, and my dad was in front like holding his face, and I was like, "I knew it." Yeah. I was like, "I knew you liked him."
Yeah, I knew it all along.
But no, it was.
That's kind of how I felt about like my mom with Cooper.
18 and a half minutes. All right, let's get 20 solid minutes of
20 minutes of grief, and then we'll move on.
All right.
But no, that's kind of how I felt about my mom with Cooper. Not necessarily that she didn't like him, but she just, I don't know, she never was like overly affectionate. She treats him great, and she was always the one that fed him and was like, "Come on, baby," but like she didn't like sit there and pet him and love on him like all the time. Like she would if he walked over to her, but she wasn't.
I saw it.
Yeah. But like it was never like excessive. Like my dad was all over Cooper all the time, and so was Tyler, and so was I. But my mom was very like just like, I guess not as physically attached, but the emotional attachment was very much there, and she cried a lot today. Yeah, we're all fucking going through it. My whole family is going through it right now.
Like we said before, that the energy in the house is so much different when you don't have a pet.
Immediately, yeah.
I mean, even when you guys were at the vet and you gave me like the garage code and stuff, I walked in and I opened the door and I was like, it's so eerie in here.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm alone, but like,
well, because
I was like, it's so heavy.
There's like those random sounds that like your pets make that fill a room, you know, or like, because like even like we went to leave the vet and like my dad like had Cooper's collar like in his hand to walk out with, and it like rattled like it does when Cooper like moves around, and I like lost it again because I was like, fuck, like I'm not gonna just hear that anymore. So it's been rough. It's gonna be rough, and we got other shit going on that I'm not going to get into. It's just a rough time right now.
It sucks. So, I mean, you know the song by Louis Armstrong, What a Wonderful World?
Yeah.
My mom plays it every time we put an animal down. So if you play that song, I will bawl because I remember the car was dead silent driving Bachi to the vet, and my mom just opens up her phone and like presses play, and like it's just like tears. Yeah. I was like, I can't even listen to that song now. Yeah. But yeah. All right, we got our 20 minutes in. Thank you for listening.
The last thing I just want to say, hug your pets extra tight for us today. Yeah. Whenever you're
give them extra pets, loves, biscuits, treats, whatever you call them at home. Just spoil them.
Every time because it happened with Smokey, it happened with Margot when we gave her away, and it's going to happen now with Cooper. I always feel like I always start regretting things like, oh, I took you for granted. I should have done more for you. Like, which is not to say that we didn't do great. It's just there's always that feeling, you know. So
like, I shouldn't have complained about giving you a walk that one night.
Exactly.
Like, I should have.
So you know, and you still will complain about giving your dogs a walk or having to do this or that or whatever, and that happens. But just love on them a little extra for us today.
Please do.
But yeah, so let's go to different stuff now. Okay. I just got back from California.
You just got back from California.
How was it? It was the best trip ever.
Stop bragging about it.
I have to brag. I felt like I was flexing a little bit on Instagram.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
But like, listen.
I'm chilling in Dahlonega, Georgia. And you're like, I'm at the Golden State Bridge. I'm like,
Golden Gate Bridge.
Whatever.
Bitch.
Golden State, Golden Gate.
Go.
Oh, you know me. I have no desire to go to California ever in my life.
Which is crazy because it's beautiful.
Continue.
And you like nature and like outdoorsy stuff way more than I do, so you would actually like more of California than I think you realize.
Guess what? There's outdoors in every state.
So we flew to San Francisco and we were there Saturday and Sunday. I watched an attempted shoplifting happen.
Really?
This was crazy, yeah. So we were in line to ride the cable car to go down to like the Fisherman's Wharf and everything.
The trolley?
No. Like the cable car. Where you like hang on the outside of it. Like...
What?
Yeah.
Is that like a California only thing?
It's like famous in San Francisco. They have it in other places. But
like when they call them trolleys.
Maybe they call it a trolley.
Is that big thing that looks like a bus, but it's like red?
Some of them are red, yeah. But you can like either sit inside or stand on the
trolley.
They called it a cable car as well. Regardless,
I called it a trolley.
The cable trolley.
Anyway, you saw an attempted shoplifting.
Yeah, we were in line to get on the cable car / trolley / bus with openings, and this fuck like we're just standing there, and the line is long because it's like a thing, like it's a tourist thing. And so we're in line. The line's like not moving at all, and I'll get to this, but homeless people are aggressive in California.
Oh yeah,
they're like more aggressive than here.
Really?
Yeah. But so we're dealing with that, and we're like just hanging out, and then all of a sudden, from across the street, I hear like a commotion, and some dude yelling like, "Get back here!" or some shit like that. And then like so everyone obviously has their attention drawn to it, and you look over, and there's this like middle-aged white dude running out of the Old Navy that's across the street. With like, they give you at Old Navy like these mesh bags that you can shop with, like you walk around with. It's like with that stuff. So he's got like a full bag of stuff, and he's sprinting out of there. And then right behind him, you see this like big black dude, security guy, chasing after him. But he's just like tall and big, so he's not really fast. But because he's so big, his steps are like keeping pace with this like kind of older white dude, and so. They're like right on each other. It's like a close race. Everyone's like, "Oh shit!" And then I guess the dude that was trying to shoplift like felt like how close the guy was because he throws the bag down and keeps running and just never stops. And so the security guy stops and like picks up his shit that like flew out of his pocket and like picks up the bag of like stolen items and like everything goes back to normal from there. But like I've never seen. Like an attempted shoplifting where like they're running and it's intense like that. Like I've seen like white ladies at Target like putting things in their purse, but like I haven't seen like that where it's crazy.
I haven't seen something that intense, but I did see something like that happen at Walmart. Like our asset protection guy who
we had it at Target,
who like just
washes the cameras and dresses normally.
Yeah, dresses in everyday clothes. He ran past electronics and he looked at me. And he was like, signaled like tall dude. He was like, tall dude, blonde hair. And I was like, I don't know, I saw one. And he like bolts it. I'm like watching him like weave between the clothes.
Benny Hill is playing
and he's like, I was like, oh shit,
this is an event.
Yeah.
No, it was really intense because like even like when I worked at Target, like I never saw people like aggressively trying to shoplift. I probably saw people that had shoplifted, but I never caught anybody like that. Or
were
anything.
you allowed to do anything about it?
The only thing that we were allowed to do was I was just talking to my friend Milena about this because she works at PacSun. The only thing that we're allowed to do is like call the asset protection person over the walkie and be like, hey, go to a different channel so we can talk privately or whatever. And then you're like, hey, this person looks like they're shoplifting. They're in this row. They're wearing this or whatever. And then he pretty much handles the rest of it. We're not allowed to like tackle them or any of that shit. Like we can go and talk to them as if we're like trying to help them out. But like we can't be like, I just saw you steal that. We can be like, like if some lady was trying to like, let's say steal a pair of pants and she tried to like put it in her purse. And like she like folds it up and puts it in her purse, and you can tell that she's trying to be sneaky about it. You could be like if she goes to like the dressing room, you can be like, oh, okay, and were you gonna try on those pants that you put in your purse earlier? Like you can be like a little passive aggressive, but you can't actively be like you're gonna steal because you're basically at that point saying like I know you have those in there. I don't know if you're gonna steal them or not. I'm not accusing you. I'm saying I know they're in your purse, and you might go up to the front and pay for them. You might just not want to put them in the cart. That's fine, but I know they're in there.
Yeah, we couldn't do anything at Walmart.
Yeah, that's what Milena was saying about PacSun. You can't do shit.
We can't do like.
I just saw a video. Did you see this video on Twitter of like these two dudes like I can't remember what department store it was in, but they're literally just like looking the cashier in the face and just filling bags on bags of like stolen clothes because they knew that the employees weren't allowed to do anything. So they're literally just filling the bags and then they walk away. That's it.
Yeah, no.
That's crazy to me.
We had some guy get an empty shopping cart, fill it with 200 pairs of jeans, and walk straight out the door.
It's crazy to me.
Not one person was like, yeah. Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Let's get... I mean, you were there for a week.
I was there for a week,
a week worth of shit.
Yeah, so, I mean, we really feel like we fulfilled everything that we wanted to do, which is great. Cause
that's very rare on a vacation.
Absolutely. So I have, like, 2 things that I wish I had gotten to do. Maybe 3. But, like, they were things that weren't on, like, the checklist, bucket list, per se. They were things that, like, popped up that I was like, oh, that would be cool. But, yes, we went to San Francisco. We did the cable car, / trolley / whatever. Went to Fisherman's Wharf both days, which is, like, you know, basically, like, it's by the ocean and it's, like, all of their stuff to do. Got this really good sourdough bread that's, like, yeah, that I guess, like, was made famous in San Francisco.
Oh, I like sourdough.
Fucking love sourdough. Yeah, we did a lot. We went to the Golden Gate Bridge. We did a tour of Alcatraz, which
I knew that was your number one on your
in
list.
San Francisco for sure. Yeah, we toured Alcatraz. It was like there was like a guided tour where they give you like a little headset and a little thing, like a little Walkman.
Oh, you did an audio tour?
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave us the option to do that at the Biltmore where I'm going in a couple of days.
I definitely recommend it.
And I was like, so we just bought the well, it was like $120.
Oh, it's extra. Okay, it wasn't extra for Alcatraz, so that's why we did it.
They probably make enough money every day that they don't need to charge.
Absolutely.
But no, Sydney and I were like, we'll just walk around the Biltmore, but that's for later. But,
yeah. No, and we did the audio tour because it's free and it was provided, but like I wouldn't have really gotten to a point where I cared what I was looking at if I hadn't like had that to guide me around. It was very, very interesting. And you know, they talk a little bit in the audio tour about like how close you are to the city of San Francisco from the prison. So I was kind of looking from like there were like little windows out from the cells, and I was like looking at the view and I was like, damn, because like, San Francisco looks beautiful from Alcatraz, and you're like, oh fuck, like. These people had to look at this every day.
Yikes.
Yeah, but from everything, because they had actual Alcatraz prisoners that were eventually released on the audio tapes.
Yeah.
And all of them were like, yeah, this was like the nicest place you could have gone if you were a prisoner. Like they took care of you. Like, yeah.
That was surprising.
Right.
I always pictured Alcatraz as being like
like really horrible.
Like eat these cockroaches on bread. Like
no, like they even like we went into the cafeteria. It was the end of the tour and like. They still have up the menu for the day, for the last day before the prison shut down like 50 years ago. And like, it wasn't like a full 3-course meal by any fucking means, but it was like bread, milk, cereal, like, you know, like it wasn't nothing. It wasn't slop. Like, they were apparently really like kind of taken decent care of. They got to like go and play like sports outside and shit.
That's so surprising.
Yeah,
like I always pictured Alcatraz.
I pictured
like
this
the
full
shit
lockdown.
That you don't want to be at.
Full lockdown. But no, like if you like. Yeah, if you had good behavior, they would like let you go out and play outside. Huh. Like it was crazy.
Swim lessons, bitch. Let's go.
Yeah, well, and that's another thing is that I was like, well, you know, they were talking about how it's only like a mile away from the city of San Francisco.
Yeah.
But people died trying to escape because the water is freezing cold.
Yeah.
And you know, I had heard that before already, before I had gone there. What I didn't realize is that San Francisco was fucking cold.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it was the middle of June. Like, we just were there, like, last week. And it was, like, 55, 60 degrees.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Which, I mean, but it was because of, like, the being by the ocean, it was a little chilly. Just because of the wind and everything. So, like, you know, we, like, bought jackets. But, like, none of us packed for, like, chilly weather.
No, you packed for California.
We packed for summer in California, which even LA wasn't that warm. It was, like, 75. It was really nice, but it wasn't, like, hot like we were expecting. And it's also, like... You know, Georgia's got, like, a humid heat. So, like, it's a dry heat over there, so you don't feel it as much where you're like,
yeah,
it's not gross like it is here. Fucking Georgia weather. But, yeah, and we did the Golden Gate Bridge, and I think that ended up being, like, my favorite part of San Francisco.
The Golden Gate?
Yeah, because the views were just beautiful. Let me think. The only thing that I wanted to do while we were over in the Bay Area that we didn't get to do was I really wanted to go to Mount Diablo. Because it's
doors of
right, but it's like 2 hours away. It's on the other side of the bay, like over in Oakland. But we did fly over it on our way there, and that was pretty cool. Oh, and like while we were on, you probably saw the video, but while we were on our way to Alcatraz Island, I took a video from the boat that we were on, playing 4 Years by the Story So Far, because I have a line that goes like sailing vessels leaving the bay. So I played that part, and as I like panned the city view. So that was kind of like a nice thing that I got to do to honor the boys. And then we drove the Pacific Coast Highway, Highway 1, and we drove it from San Francisco down to Monterey, and then Monterey to Santa Barbara. We spent a night in each of those places. Wow. The Pacific Coast Highway is fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously by its name, it's right on the Pacific Ocean. And there are a lot of like little parts where you can like pull off on the side of the road and like take pictures and like whatever. Just beautiful fucking views. I know you probably saw some of the pictures that I was posting throughout the week. Just beautiful, really, really beautiful. And then like as we were getting closer to LA, or no, not to LA. As we were getting closer to Santa Barbara on that second day on the Pacific Coast, there were like parts of the road where on one side it was the Pacific Ocean, and on the other side it was like hills and mountains. So like, and you would look out, and to our right there was one moment where we like looked to our right to the ocean, and there were like elephant seals, and then we looked to our left, and there were zebras.
What?
Yeah, like in their natural habitats.
That's
it was
weird.
Insane. Like it was, yeah. That was really cool. That drive was really beautiful. Monterey, we like watched the sunset on the Monterey Bay. Tuesday in Santa Barbara, we kind of just chilled. We like went and got dinner, and then kind of just laid in the hotel because we were exhausted. That was like
a day off.
Yeah, because that was a much longer drive. We drove for like 3 or 4 hours to get to Monterey, so we had a little more time. But I think we ended up spending like 6 or 7 hours to get to Santa Barbara. It's a long drive. Because I was looking at it just to like kind of have a reference for how far we were going from San Francisco to Los Angeles. It's San Francisco is like even with Virginia. And then Los Angeles is like almost exactly even with like Gwinnett County.
Yeah.
So you're going from like Virginia all the way to Gwinnett, and we were taking the long way.
Awesome.
So it took forever, but it was beautiful. And then we took just like the regular highway to get to Los Angeles, and then we we did so much in Los Angeles, and we were worried about like being too tired and like, but no, like we got up off our asses and did shit all day, every day that we were there. We did Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. That was really cool. That. They look so fucking real. Like,
have you been to the one in New York?
No, I haven't.
No,
Cassie has, but I haven't been.
One in New York is awesome.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. But like I mean, like I've seen pictures, but like the pictures don't do justice to like how fucking real they look.
They get the freckle, like they get things.
I mean, like I was looking at the one of Conan O'Brien that's in there, and I swear to God, it looked at me. Like from a different angle from the way its eyes were set up. I thought, because it looked so real, I thought I saw him move and look at me, and I started freaking the fuck out because Jimmy Fallon does that. Like he'll pull pranks on his talk show where like he goes into Madame Tussauds and like replaces his wax figure, and then like scares his fans. So I was like, Conan's about to fuck with me right now. But like it wasn't. It just looked that fucking real. That picture of me with the Kylie Jenner wax statue, like that, she looked really real too. And I was like, this is gonna be a fun picture to post.
Yeah, the one in New York is really cool.
Yeah. I really want to go to that one too. I had a lot of fun in there. Yeah, there were some cool like, they had like props for you and stuff. I didn't know that they did that. Yeah. So that was cool. What else did we do? We took before we did that, we did like a little tour of the city where they take you to like a bunch of celebrities' houses. So this guy is like just driving us around being like, okay, everyone, if you look to your left, this is Taylor Swift's house. And like we drove past like George Lucas's house. They took us to like the famous like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air house. Yeah, I mean, it was basically like a big flex where they were like, he would be like, this is where J-Lo lives and her house cost $50 million. She bought it from her friend who bought it for $40 million. Her friend's name is Gwen Stefani. Like, yeah, you know how you're just friends with those people and you buy each other's houses? You don't have
this shit where you are.
Where are you from? Gwinnett? Bitch. Like, spit on it. Like, they really just like make fun of you. Cost of living there is insane. Like we would like shit. Yeah. I mean, we would like anytime that my mom does this anywhere that we go, but like we would drive past like a place that said like available for rent or like whatever. She would go and look how much place costs for a 1-bedroom apartment. 1-bedroom, 600 square feet. Yeah. How much a month would you pay for that here, do you think?
Here, 600 square feet for a 1-bedroom.
Probably around like $800 or $900. $750, yeah. $2,000.
Yeah, that's why you will never live there.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
It was insane.
You don't save your money enough.
Right.
I don't. Fuck. No one say.
You have to just get so lucky.
You need to like live somewhere else and like stock up.
You have to live off of dirt for 3 years. And
no, you're like, all right. Today for breakfast is the countertop. Let's go.
Lick the countertop and hope there are some crumbs on there or something.
Yeah. Like maybe the last people left something in the trees.
You've lived here for 2 years. Like no.
No, dude, like I don't get how people do that.
Yeah.
Because me and you, we would sleep in the same bed and we still couldn't make it.
Well, and I hung out with my friend who used to live up in Asheville, ironically enough. And she lives out in Los Angeles now, and she is literally sharing a bed with one of her coworkers just to be able to afford to live there.
That's not worth it. With you it is. Me and you can cuddle.
We can cuddle.
But like,
it's crazy.
Imagine sleeping with someone from Sonic just to make do. Just to make ends meet. No, I'm alright, thank you.
But what else did we accomplish while we were out there? That was the first day, and then
I want to know about you were in the live studio audience.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so
I've never seen the show.
The live studio audience. Okay, so yeah, my dad and I wanted to go and be on Real Time with Bill Maher, which is like his political talk show. My dad watches it every week. It's on Friday nights. They do it live at like 10 p.m. on HBO. And yeah, and he's very much like, I think he's pretty... I guess he's liberal-ish. He's not, like, far left, but he's, like, he, like, holds both parties accountable when they're being fucking stupid. He hates the fuck out of Trump.
I'm with it.
And my dad hates Trump, so he loves watching Bill Maher make fun of Trump. And it was his 500th episode, and my mom, like, once she knew the dates that we were going to be there, she was like, oh, let me see if I can get them in the studio audience. I think that would be really cool. It just so happened that it fell on the 500th episode. So we were on, like, the waiting list for, like, 2 months, and... we never heard anything back, making it official that we were going to be in the audience. Like, they were never like, yeah, you're officially good to go. You need to do this and this. And that's what has to happen. You're supposed to get an email. So we go over there. We drop my mom and brother off at, like, a mall nearby, and then we walk around the corner. It was, like, half a mile away. And we go over there, and we find the guy that's, like, wearing, like, a Bill Maher shirt. He's, like, one of the producers. And we're like, hey... we got put on the waiting list a few months ago. We were curious, like, we never got an email, like, is there any spots open? And they were like, yeah, we had a cancellation, you guys are good. So they give us, like, a ticket, we go in, and they are really, like, they're really serious about it. I mean, obviously, like, for obvious reasons, but, like,
did they do anything special for the 500th, or
they, like, rolled out a big cake with, like, 500 on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we because you check in starting at, like, 5 or 5:15. And then you go through security and you have to give them your phone
Yeah, you can't record it.
Yeah, you have to either leave all of your electronics in the car, or if you don't do that, they walk you through like one of those like little metal detectors or whatever. You have to take it all out, and they like hold it, and like it's like a coat check-in type situation if you keep it with you on your person. So that's what we had to do because we walked too far away from the car. And yeah, and then you sit there and you wait for a little while, and one of the showrunners comes out and like kind of gets you hyped up, and they show you like this video, like a highlight package of the show, and then you do that, and then you wait a little while longer. They file you in. They warn you to not fucking talk, or they will kick your ass out. Yeah, like not talk in terms of like don't like disrupt the show, right?
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I was like,
no. Yeah, they're not. No. Just like if you're like, he was like, the way that he put it was like, somebody on the show tonight might say something you disagree with, and if you have the urge to go, you motherfucker, stop, don't do it, because you will be spending a night in a holding cell with Ann Coulter and Kellyanne Conway. And everybody laughed, and then of course my dad, being a clown, he goes, I mean, Ann Coulter's kind of hot.
Mark.
Yeah. Mark, in front of God and everyone.
he just told you. Did the people laugh at least?
Like there were some like laughs, there were some groans, and then the showrunner guy was like, "What was that? Ann Coulter's hot? Who the fuck is this guy?" And I was like, "Oh, Dad, shut the fuck up!" Like,
you know exactly who I am.
Yeah, and then Mark. And then my dad was like I was like talking to him afterwards. And I was like, "Nice going, dumbass." And he was like, "What? You can be a dumb idiot and still be hot. That's what she is. She's stupid, but she's hot." I was like, "Dad, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Come on, Mark.
Yeah,
we gotta shh.
In front of a very liberal audience. And but they file you in, and we sat in like the back right. We watched the episode afterwards because it airs late in Los Angeles, and you could hear me laughing at certain points. Yeah. But yeah, and we sat there, and they it's actually a lot like how they kind of present things to be on TV shows about TV shows, where like there is a sign that says applause when they want you to applaud for things. There were also moments where it naturally happened, where if somebody made like a really good point, then people like kind of naturally decide to do that. No, it was a really cool experience though. It was interesting to like see how it all gets together. The only thing was that we were right behind like their prompter, like their teleprompter. And so we had to like be really careful to not look at the screen to like spoil the jokes for us. Because they have like little like, key points right now. So like I was like, all right, I have to like make sure that I'm not looking at that because they're going to like spoil the jokes for me if I'm paying attention to it. So that was really cool. I enjoyed that a lot. And it's fucking free, which is awesome.
Really?
Yeah, you don't pay. It's free.
Huh. My mom was in the live studio audience for Regis and Kelly when Regis was on the show. And because she used to be a huge Tony Danza fan.
Okay.
Who's the boss.
Right.
Keyword used to be. He's a fucking tool.
Yes.
Yeah. She brought pictures of him because mom was a huge... And she was like, Tony, can you sign these? Blah, blah, blah. So like... During commercial breaks, like Regis and Kelly would like walk through the aisles and like say hi to everybody, talk to them.
Yeah.
And Kelly went to my mom, like got to my mom's row. My mom's like, "Hey, I have pictures like of Tony Danza. Can like he sign them? I'm a huge fan." And she goes, "Tony, this lady brought you some pictures. Can you sign them?" And he goes, "Oh, my hand hurts." And she goes, "Okay, well we'll do it later. Whatever." And happened like 2 or 3 more times where he was like, he goes, "No, I'm not. I don't want to sign them." And mom, and then eventually mom, my mom, she stood up. She's like, "Don't even fucking worry about it." She goes, "I got it.
I got it, loud and clear, Tony, Mr. Danza."
Yeah, like so.
Oh yeah, I knew. I was gonna say she won't take that shit for very long.
No, but. Well, no, I'm glad you had a fantastic trip.
Yeah, the Warner Brothers tour was really cool too.
Yeah,
that was like we got to go on the fucking soundstage for Friends.
Really?
Yeah. Well, and so the soundstage that they brought us into that's still active was Conan O'Brien's show, which ironically, but yeah, they put us on like the set, like the Central Park coffee shop set of Friends, and you get to like kind of like just look at it and see it and take a picture on the couch and everything. But they have this screen that comes up and it's like next live show in like however many minutes, and it's like every 15 minutes or something. And we were like, live show? Like, they didn't tell us there was going to be a live show at the end of this tour. And then they start getting ready for it. And they're like, all right, guys, we're going to have this live show happening in 2 minutes. So I need a Joey. Does anybody know Joey's catchphrase from the show Friends? And I went, how you doing? And he went, good enough. He was like, good enough for me. That's all I need. You're my Joey. And I was like, oh. And so I go over there, and then they needed like a Ross and a Rachel. And so they pick like some kid for Ross and some woman for Rachel. And we all sit down, and then they like pick some other people out to be like extras walking around the coffee shop or whatever. And they had us like do a reenactment of one of the scenes from the show. So they have like, they play like the bit of Phoebe talking and the bit of Monica talking, and then like you doing your lines in between. And it was season 9, episode 5, the one with Phoebe's birthday, where they're in the coffee shop trying to plan going to Phoebe's birthday dinner because they haven't been in one place in so long.
But everyone's late, and then Joey eats people's food.
Yeah, it's that one, and so it's the part where she's like sitting down asking them, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna do my dinner on Thursday, and Joey, which was me, goes, Thursday, but that's Halloween, and she goes, yeah, so what? He goes, it's just spooky, that's all. And I was like, oh, can you tell I'm still memorized? Yeah, no, it was really fun, and they record it. And they show it back to you afterwards. So, like, my brother got, like, a video of it on, like, my mom's phone. Because I think my mom and dad were both, like, extras in it. I think they both went into the background. So that was pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah, and, you know, I showed you the Harry Potter stuff. It was pretty sick. Yeah. No, it was really very cool.
Oh, I'm glad.
What I didn't know was that Warner Brothers will just, like, kind of rent out their space, their, like, stages and their areas and everything to, like, anybody who wants them. So... like Marvel movies have like had scenes shot on like Warner Brothers Studios property, and they were talking about it in the tour, and they were like, yeah, you know, everybody thinks that we're like rivals. We don't see it that way. And I was like, damn.
All right, Warner. I mean, they're so big it doesn't even fucking
matter. Like they're collecting coin. But no, the trip was really amazing. The attempt to get home was not.
Yeah. Do you want to go into that?
Yeah. No, I do. I want to complain about it so much.
Okay.
Yeah. So first of all, don't ever fucking fly United. I repeat, don't ever fly United.
Fly Delta.
Fly Delta or Southwest or American
or anywhere else. Who's the person that punches you?
Huh?
Isn't United the one where they had like that guy got beat up, dragged off the plane?
Was it? I think you might be right.
Don't fly United.
Never fly United.
Title of the episode. Don't fly United.
Don't fly United. Yeah, so we were supposed to fly home on Saturday. Our flight was supposed to leave at about 1 p.m. California time. We were going to land in Denver at about 4 o'clock Denver time. And then...
which is like, what, an hour ahead?
An hour ahead of LA, yeah. So it's like a 2-hour flight. We were going to land at like 4 o'clock Denver time. We had a flight from Denver to here at like 5:30. And then we were supposed to land here at 11 o'clock Atlanta time. It's like another 3.5 hours on the plane. So we're like, cool, let's go. We get there in plenty of time, like no worries. My brother lost his hat at some point in the morning. Whether he left it in the hotel or on the rental car, we don't know. But it was like his brand new Adidas hat. Awesome. Very, very upsetting. Yeah.
Way to go, Ty.
He was very upset about it. I feel bad. I called the rent-a-car place and the hotel to see if they knew where it was, and neither of them seemed to have a fucking clue. So I have no idea where it could be, but I feel bad.
What was it? Like, I know it was an Adidas hat, but do you remember what it looked like?
Yeah, it was a black Adidas hat with, like, the word Adidas in white and, like, the logo.
All right, we can pitch in and buy him a new one.
I was actually planning to. It's a very basic hat, but, like, he liked it a lot, and we just bought it from, like, right before the trip, and he was wearing it, like, every day. So I felt really bad.
Let's buy him a new one.
Yeah, we'll do it. Because you know what it's like to like really like a clothing item and have it disappear on you.
Yeah. To do that, donate 99 cents a month.
You can subscribe to the podcast to help my brother get a new hat. Yeah, so he did that. So my mom was like kind of annoyed about it because, you know, whatever. But we get there and we're going through TSA. And before we even get to the airport, our flight gets delayed to 1:30. We're like, all right, no big deal. 30 minutes is 30 minutes. We have like an hour and a half layover. So that just cuts our layover down. No big deal. Yeah. We go and we're getting through TSA, and I put my backpack on the like roller thing to go through the checkpoint or whatever. And the TSA guy goes, nope, take it off and put it in a cart. We're not doing that. And I was like, okay. And he was like, go ahead and take your laptop and your iPad out of there right now. And I was like, I don't have a fucking laptop or an iPad with me. He was like, you don't? I was like, no, I don't even own a fucking iPad, dude. And he was like, oh, well, just, you know, take anything out of there that's this and that. And then I was like, I don't have any of that fucking shit with me. Like, he was just being a dick.
TSA.
Which, I've actually never had that problem with TSA before.
No.
So to see that, I was like, okay.
I've never flown, so I've never interacted with them.
No, I mean, like, that's, like, the rap that they get, but, like, I've actually never had a problem going through TSA, but, like, yeah, he was a douche, and I was like, whatever. So we go through, and Tyler went through before me and before my parents, and when I get through the checkpoint or whatever, and I'm getting my stuff back together, he's over there talking to, like, another TSA security guy, and he's, like, and the guy is, like, holding his backpack, and Tyler's, like, trying to, like, point at things, be like, oh, it might be in there or something. And he goes and like, oh, I think it might be in that pocket. And he like points. He doesn't like go to grab anything. He just points at the pouch or whatever. And the TSA guy goes, all right, well, don't go grabbing at things now. And I went, hey, man, he's not grabbing at anything. Relax.
Was it the same dude who told
Different dude.
Okay.
Totally different dude. Tyler had packed his like novelty pocket knife that he bought in San Francisco with his name on it. And like San Francisco something was on the other side of it. He had put it in his backpack. You can't do that.
Can you have it on your person?
No. The options are you put it in your checked baggage that they put in the belly of the plane, or they take it away. And we had already checked our luggage, so we were either going to have to go and pay to check another bag, one of our other bags that we had.
Which was like $60, right?
It's like 30.
It's like something outrageous.
It was either that or he got it taken away. And we were like, no, we're not going to check another bag. Like, fuck that. And so he got it confiscated. And so my mom was more mad. My brother was upset. I felt bad again because I was like, man, you just bought this. It was like your gift from San Francisco, and now it's gone. This sucks. You're having a rough day. So then my mom was stressed. My dad was stressed. I was just feeling bad because of all of them being upset, plus our flight was delayed. 12:45 rolls around, and they tell us that the plane is clear and that they're going to just like clean it, and then we're going to get on it in like the next 20 minutes. Then 45 minutes passes, and it's 1:30 when the flight is supposed to be taking off, and they haven't said shit. And we're like, what's happening? And then another 15 minutes passes. They still haven't said anything, and they don't say anything over the intercom. They send a text alert that says, your flight has been delayed till 4 p.m. We're like, great. So now we're not landing in Denver until 7:30. Our flight's supposed to leave at 5:30.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So we're like, what the fuck do we do? And it was like storming in Denver, and it was storming in Atlanta, so we were hoping maybe like that would be the reason, and then like the flights from Denver to Atlanta would get delayed too, and it would all work out. Then we get another update a little while after that says that our flight's been delayed to 6 p.m. So now we're not landing in Denver till 9 p.m. And we're
Therefore, you miss your flight.
Right, no doubt about it now. It's like, okay. So my mom and my brother go to like the customer service line, and they figure out a game plan. And they're like, cool, so we're going to get on a plane at 6 p.m. and we're going to fly to Denver. We're going to land in Denver at 9. We have a flight to Chicago at 10. We land in Chicago at 1:30. We have a 4.5-hour layover, and then at 6 a.m. we'll fly from Chicago to Atlanta and land here at 9 a.m.
That works so far.
And you know, I'm just exhausted and annoyed already, so I'm like, no, fuck no, fuck no. I'm like pissed. And then it like somehow got worse, but a little better in a way too, because then the flight gets delayed to 8:30. And so we now can't even get on the flight to Chicago. And I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. What are we going to fucking do? And the reason that they're giving us is because there's a part of the navigation system of the plane that is first not working, then is broken, then they don't have the part, so they have to get it shipped in from somewhere else, like flown in from another plane.
Huh.
Yeah. So like, and then they decided to just take that plane out of service, and then another plane has to come from Houston to LA to fly to Denver. So then it gets delayed to 10:30 p.m. We're like, fuck no. Nope, not a chance. And so we ended up just getting a hotel and staying in LA for another night. Every bus driver from LAX is a dumbass. Every single one of them. Every last one. Because we didn't have a car anymore. We turned in the rental car.
Yeah.
So we like had to call a shuttle that goes to the hotel. And they were like, yeah, it's a white bus that says like Hampton Inn and like a couple other hotels on it. We're like, cool. And that bus shows up, but it says Hawthorne. We don't know the fucking area. So my dad's like, yeah, we're supposed to go to the one that's close to the airport. Like, you guys like do that? And they were like, oh, no, we're Hawthorne. We're not LAX. We're Hawthorne. And my dad's like, oh, okay. So then another bus comes that also says Hampton Inn on it. And we're like, hey, is this the right one? They're like, no, you should have gotten on the one that says Hawthorne. So now we have to wait another like half an hour before this guy circles back around and picks us up for real this time. And then the next morning, when we're actually getting to fly home, which we finally did, our flight was at 10:45 LA time, landed at 6 p.m. here in Georgia. And I had a middle seat. We all had middle seats. All four of us got middle seats. We had the last 4 spots on the plane.
All middle seats.
All in the back, in different rows, in middle seats.
That's the worst.
Yeah, it sucked. And but it was at least a flight home. So, whatever. We got home. But we get on the shuttle in the morning, to go over there to LAX, and there are different like drop-off points, like different terminals that you can go to for like United and for Delta and for whatever. And Delta has 2. So they have Terminal 2 and Terminal 3. And our gate was at Terminal 3. But all of the baggage check-in, no matter what, for Delta is at 2. But he asked us, he was like, what terminal do you need to get dropped off at? And we were like, oh, we're at gate 37. They were like, okay. He was like, okay, yeah, I'll take you to Terminal 3. That's where your terminal is. We're like, okay. We get in there, and they're like, yeah, no, you have to go over to Terminal 2, which is like a 10-minute walk. You have to like go back outside, bring your luggage, like the whole deal.
Yeah.
So then we have to walk back there, and then go back to Terminal 3 to go to our gate. I like when we walked out to go to Terminal 3, or from Terminal 3 to 2 after he told us that, my dad was like, oh man, more adventure. I was like, no. This is no longer an adventure. I was like, every fucking person that works for that shuttle system is stupid. I was like, you drive here all day, every day, and you don't know what fucking terminal to go to for baggage? They're stupid. And my dad just started laughing, and I was like, I'm tired. I'm grumpy. So it was an adventure, but we're home now. And we did, and it doesn't tarnish like how good the trip was. It just means that trying to get home was a nightmare.
Yeah, no, that's awful.
Yeah, but we survived it,
Good.
Yeah, so that was mine. You're about to go to Asheville.
Yeah. Yeah, no, me and Sydney celebrate our 4-year anniversary tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And as much as I joke about hating her on this podcast, it's been the best 4 years of my life. So I'm happy to celebrate that with her in a different city than we did like last year. We went to Hilton Head and Savannah for our 3-year.
And Savannah was a nightmare, right?
No, it was a beautiful day. The only bad thing was I broke my phone in the downpour rain, but even the rain wasn't like the worst thing ever, because running around the rain with your fiance is always fun.
Yeah,
but
sure.
But that we did that for a 3-year. This year we're going to Asheville. We heard so many good things. Never went, so figured I'd check it out. Going to the Biltmore. Mm-hmm. Going to Grandfather Mountain. Grandfather Mountain has a mile-high bridge that's like over a gap.
Sick.
Which I'm terrified of heights, but I cannot wait to go.
So I actually don't know what Biltmore is. Like, I know it's an estate.
It's the largest estate in the U.S. It's like it's like a castle.
Oh, okay.
Here, I'll try to. My phone's on 3%, but I'll try to pull it up like while I'm talking. I've heard nothing but good things about both the Biltmore. Like, anyone I've talked to, I'm like, oh yeah, we're going to Asheville. Like, do the Biltmore. And I'm like, I will. And they're like, well, it's fantastic. Like,
yeah, even my mom just asked you about it.
Yeah, like it's like the like.
Oh, hold on. Oh, that's fucking huge.
Yeah, like it's gigantic. It's the biggest estate in the U.S.
So people did used to live there, right? But they don't anymore?
Not really sure how it works.
Okay.
But, yeah, we got tickets to go.
Cool.
There's multiple tours. Like, I got the house and garden because it likes flowers. I was like, why not? But, big library in it, so she's pumped up for that.
The secret passageway, right?
Yeah. There's a bookstore that I'm going to take her to. It's a bookstore / bar. Like wine bar, and so that's gonna be cool. No, I'm excited because it's not like we're doing anything extravagant, but it's 4 days away from.
Nice little getaway.
It's 4 days away from Georgia, so might as well. And then the Monday, I get back Sunday. Monday, I have jury duty.
On Monday?
Yeah, I got called again. No one else.
I haven't even gotten called.
No one else I know has been called. I've been called twice.
Damn.
But yeah, I mean, we'll talk about that more when actually I get back from the trip.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about jury duty and the trip.
Yeah, no, I'm excited because now I'm prepared for jury duty. Like, the first year I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Sure.
This year I'm bringing my laptop, I'm bringing my headphones. Like, this year, no fucking joke. I'm going in.
For sure.
I'm just going to tell them, like, I'm for the death penalty and they won't put me on a case.
Yeah.
Because, like...
Because then they'll be like, oh...
Yeah, because it'll be like, sir, it's a DUI. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm like, kill him. Put him to rest.
Electric chair.
Yeah.
No, but what you need to do is, like, find something really minuscule on Twitter and be like, electric chair. Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
And then, like, show them that tweet and be like, I can't. You don't want me here.
Yeah.
Like,
he hates French fries.
Electric chair.
If he doesn't suffer. But we'll talk way more about my trip when I get back from it. But I'm super excited for it.
I'm excited for you. And happy day early anniversary.
Thank you so much. But you know the fucking weirdest thing that happened to me the other day?
Okay.
My mom gets a call.
Yeah.
They go, hello, this is Gwinnett Tech Campus Police. We are calling for Dante Massini. Can you please have him give us a call? Like, they didn't call me. Campus Police.
For a school you didn't go to.
For a school I've never attended. So my mom calls me. She goes, hey, I just got a really weird phone call. Gwinnett Tech Campus Police wants to call them. I was like, what the fuck? So I call them. And I was like, hey, I'm Dante Messini. My mom just got a phone call like a minute ago telling me to call you. What's this about? They said, oh, hi, yes. We have your wallet. The wallet I lost in April in Dahlonega, Georgia. It was an hour away on a different campus of a school I've never gone to. And I go, what's in it? She goes, everything. She goes, your debit, your credit card, your school ID, your social security card, your license, everything.
No fucking
She goes,
kidding.
They didn't go through it. She goes, there's no cash. I was like, I didn't carry cash back then anyway. But she was like, yeah, we have your wallet. I go, 4 months later, an hour away. I go, ma'am.
How?
I go, ma'am, how do you have my wallet? And she goes, oh, you probably just dropped it on campus and someone found it. I go, no, ma'am. I'm like, you don't understand. I go to the University of North Georgia in Dahlonega. I go, I lost it in the food court in Dahlonega. She goes, what? And I go, in April, mid-April. And she was like, that's weird. I go, yeah.
That's fucking weird.
I go, we're on the same boat right now.
She said, that's weird.
I go, we're on the same boat, Christina. Thank you.
She didn't tell you like who turned it in or anything?
No. She goes, we've had it for a couple weeks. And
a couple weeks?
She goes, but, there's a certain amount of time before we can go through it and, like, see if we can find numbers. So she goes, I ran your numbers, and the only number that popped up was, I guess, your mom's. I was like, this is the fucking... They didn't go through any of my shit. They didn't steal any of my shit. She goes, the wallet is in perfect condition.
That's weird as fuck.
That's why I was like...
We're in a simulation.
I have more topics on that.
Okay.
But she was like... I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, so I guess if you lost your social security card... I keep saying 4 months. It's almost 3. But yeah. Whatever.
It's been a while.
It's weird either way. And she goes, well, you might as well, like, run your social security card on, like, make sure no one tried to mess with your stuff. I was like, well, ma'am, honestly, I check my credit score fairly regularly, trying to make sure that it's either up or it's okay. Like, yeah. Especially after I lost my wallet. I go, honestly, if they were tampering with my stuff, they raised my credit score 8 points. So I was like...
Mine just went up like 18 points last week. I'm in the 700s now.
Yeah, I'm in a 750 right now.
Yeah, nice.
But, no, I was like, yeah, they raised me 8 points. So I go, they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Keep doing it. Whatever you're doing.
That was the weirdest thing I ever had.
That's weird as fuck.
Because you remember when I lost my wallet.
I don't even know where Gwinnett Tech is, to be honest with you.
10 minutes past Dad's house.
Really? On what side? Like
you go, instead of making a right to Sugarloaf Mills, you make a left and you go down 10 minutes.
Really?
But when do we ever make a left on that road?
Never. No, and like to prove the point, like I don't even know where that fucking campus is.
And you technically lived at Dad's house. Like that was like your second house.
Yeah, well, and beyond that, like I've just lived in Gwinnett County since I was 5 years old. Like
and I've never set foot on that campus. I go, ma'am, I've never set foot on that campus. She goes, are you sure? I go, it might seem crazy because you're holding my wallet, but I'm like, I promise you.
It's like that SpongeBob thing. Like, so is this your wallet? No. It's got your fucking ID in it.
Is this your ID? Yes. So this must be your wallet.
Makes sense to me. So this is your wallet? No.
But yeah, so I was like, well, I'm an hour away. I was like, can I like send someone else to pick it up? Like my mom was like 15 minutes away. She goes, yeah. I was like, where do I go? I was like, and she was like, this is the address, building, room number. And my mom texted me like 20 minutes later. She goes, I got it. I go, that's so fucking weird.
I mean, like, I've known you since you were a senior in high school.
Yeah.
You have never gone to that campus.
I've driven past it maybe twice in my life, and I lived at that house since I was a sophomore in high school.
You have never, ever gone.
Especially not in the last 3 months.
No. Because even when you were like going to school in Gwinnett, when you were going to GGC, that is not Gwinnett Tech, and it is not even close to Gwinnett Tech.
And my mom called. So I called my dad. I was like, Dad, guess what the fuck happened? And I told him the story because you have to. Yeah. It's like the John Morgan story.
Of Morgan.
But he goes, well, maybe they saw your ID and they were just going towards like the address on your ID, and then they like just I guess like they just backtracked and like took it to the school. Maybe they thought. I was like, even if they did take it to school, my Nighthawks card from UNG's in there. Like, they know I go to school, like, at UNG. And he was like, maybe they were just trying to find the address and they couldn't, maybe. I was like, the address on my wallet is Mom's in Sugar Hill. I was like, there's no reason it should have been in Lawrenceville.
It doesn't add up at all. That's so
That was the
weird.
weirdest thing that ever happened to me.
It's like whoever was running the simulation, like, picked it up and just, like, dropped it in your area, but like had the map zoomed out too far, so it fell like a little off target. Yeah. It makes no fucking sense.
No, all right. So I brought up life being a simulation.
Yeah.
You know when you play video games, or
yeah.
All right. So I play a lot of story mode video games.
Sure.
Or I guess I don't know. I'm trying to, like, I know most of our viewers might not play or listeners might not play video games. So imagine something where, like, I'm going to talk in video game terms. Fuck, it's the easiest way. So you're like on level 1 in a video game.
Yeah, that's easy.
And you go and you're fighting like the same bad guy over and over. Like the same type of bad guy. You know, it's like the guy with like no armor, no guns. It's just like your fist
just
fighting.
For you to like basically practice beating the shit out of people.
Yeah. And you go, and then eventually like somewhere in the level, it's like, and it's like a new enemy. It's like there's tips on how to beat them, you know? And then you start seeing that guy like way more.
Yeah.
And then you eventually find a new enemy. The room I live in right now is underground. It's the basement, but I have no windows.
Okay.
So like, there's not a bug problem, but like I get bugs.
But there are bugs.
I get bugs in
there.
There's
bugs in here.
Yeah. So, I lived there. I've been living there for about a month. Never really had a bug problem. Still don't. But one day, Sydney looks down and she goes, "Can you kill that bug?" And it's like a little caterpillar that looks like a worm. But it's like it's not a caterpillar. It's like something resembles one, but not one. And I go, "I've never seen that before." Ever since that night, I've seen like 80 of them.
I wonder if it's the same bug that's been crawling around here. Because it's a bug, so it's tiny, but it's like a little bit on the longer side. Like it's not super mega tiny.
It's like that big.
Yeah, it's like that big, and it's got like a bunch of legs.
Yeah.
They've been crawling around here the last few days.
But
that's
like,
fucking crazy.
But I've never seen
Neither have I. I don't know what it is.
I went like 3 weeks without seeing it, and then I saw one, and now I see one like every day, and I'm like, in my head I was like, did I level up or something? I'm like, why am I seeing them? And then I saw a new bug. I was like, I better fucking not.
I better stop leveling up.
I was like, I better. And then I've only seen 2 of that last bug, and I was like,
that's crazy, because if it's the same bug that we're talking about right now, like I've seen one every day in this basement since we've come home.
Yeah.
And I had never seen one before.
But you see them all the time now. And so I don't know if because that's also, I mean, you can like program that to like anything in your life. You're like, oh, I've never met some guy named this, and now like all of a sudden everyone has that name.
Yeah, or oh, I've never heard that song, and then that song never stops playing.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it happen 100 times.
Same,
so, especially with recently with the bugs. But what were my talking points? I just wanted to cover my trip, the simulation, my wallet was
that's crazy.
That's the weirdest thing ever. That I don't know if it's like not prejudice, profiling to call him Arabic, but definitely Middle Eastern looking guy in Dahlonega, which was weird anyway because
Dahlonega is a super racist white town.
Yeah, Dahlonega is mostly white, but not mostly. Dahlonega is all white minus the few mixed college kids that we have in there.
Right.
But I walk into the gas station that's a minute from. It's so cool to have a gas station a minute from the house.
Yeah.
I literally make a left out of the neighborhood. It's right there.
Sick.
It's the best.
Yeah.
So I make a left and I go into the gas station. First time ever in there, and I open the door, and this Middle Eastern guy greets me. I go, "You're the last person I thought I'd see in here."
Yeah. That's just
it was weird. I was like. But it's a husband and wife. They run it. I'm like, you guys work in Dahlonega.
Y'all are safe here.
Yeah, I opened. I was like, you're the okay.
Real talk, because white folks in Dahlonega, I can't imagine them not.
They're not hateful. They're definitely more right, like Trump supporters and stuff like that. But Dahlonega is still the sweetest town I've ever
So they're quietly conservative. Is that how it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
because I've never interacted with anybody that's in Dahlonega. I just go up and hang out with you guys up there, so I don't know anybody that's actually.
They're quiet conservative only because they only have white people. Let's be no black people live in the mountains.
Not in Dahlonega.
No races that we've seen so far. I mean, I've driven up and down the mountains. I've never seen a town that wasn't predominantly white in the mountains. You know.
That's true.
So I guess in their community, if they're oh, we're the only ones here right now, they're sort of conservative like that. But they're we've never had the little KKK outburst that we had my first semester there. That was the
the little KKK outburst that we had.
Where they had a banner on one of the buildings. Yeah. That wasn't even the Klan. That was just some lady who owns 98% of Dahlonega wanted to build a hotel, and the city was you can't build another hotel there. And she was fine, and she she hung a banner down, and she was because they were we want to preserve the history of Dahlonega. And she goes, well, the history of this building was a Klan site, so that she hung a Klan banner up top.
Oh, wow.
And so they were all right, we'll take that shit down. It wasn't even actually the Klan. That was
okay.
But even when it came up, everyone in Dahlonega was that's fucking weird. Everyone was take that shit down.
Yeah.
So nobody was like, yeah.
Okay.
So
well, that's good.
So which made me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
But
right. Like fuck.
But anyway, this guy's in the so the counter. I'm looking through the window, like the counter window, I guess.
Yeah.
And this guy's like 10 feet back, emptying a case of 24-pack Bud Light and sticking them onto 6-pack rings. And he sells the 6-pack rings for more.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so the 24-pack say is like $12,
right,
which is not true. But say it's $12.
For reference,
you get 6-packs out of that, and you sell them for $3.50 a pop.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so he's
turning a fucking profit.
Yeah, I saw that, and as soon as he saw me, he pushed it back and he walked out. I was like, I fucking saw that. I was like,
oh my gosh, I see that guy.
I was like, I see that guy. I was like, I see you doing that.
Dude, I don't give a fuck.
I was like, make coin, do your thing.
I don't buy beer. It's not my
problem. I was like, does everybody do that?
Yeah.
This guy's emptying a 24-pack into 6-pack rings and then selling them for mathematically they sell more with the 24-pack sells. That was crazy to me.
That's fucking cool.
I was like, whoa.
Wow.
It was even weirder that he was Middle Eastern just because.
Because you're in Dahlonega and it's a white town. Yeah.
But I had a weird week. Between leveling up, my wallet being found, and seeing a Middle Eastern dude play with 6-packs.
It's been a week. Ooh. It's been a weird week. Yeah. Cool. Let's, I guess, wrap it up. But
wrap it up. We're a little over an hour.
Yeah. That's a lot longer than I thought we'd go. No complaints though. No. I guess the last thing that I want to talk about is for the third week in a row, the Callous Dow Boys.
Yes. Quick shout out to them. We'll make it 4 minutes long.
Yeah, or maybe 20 because that's what we did on accident earlier.
Carson, Adam. Thank you.
Holy shit, thank y'all so much again for being here and for doing an interview with us. I've already started getting messages from other people in other bands wanting to come on.
Record labels.
The record label, Dark Trail, shared the podcast episode to their Instagram story.
I'm sure they're both super annoyed.
Just tired of seeing us talking about this all the time.
I'm sure they're just tired of having us thank them constantly.
Yeah.
But they've reciprocated it. They've thanked us 100 times too. So we appreciate it.
And I really can't thank them enough for being so kind to us and being willing to come on. I mean, because again, I tweeted about it at one point before the episode came out. When I originally messaged Carson asking if they would come on, we had done one episode. I messaged Carson on May 15th. And our first episode came out on May 11th. We had one episode. So it's just super cool that Carson and Adam were willing to come on and do the show with us, and I think that the episode went incredibly well, and people have been listening to it, and I think our plays are up a pretty considerable amount from the last couple of weeks, just because of Dowboy hype, and their album came out and it is phenomenal.
Album of the year.
I told Carson that, and I'm not fucking kidding.
I texted Carson and I said, "Hey, this album is a pure work of art. It's so it's heavy metal, it's rock, but it's so different.
It's that math.
The spoken. I don't even know what mathcore is, so I couldn't use it in a sentence.
It's just weird time signatures. So when you expect to be banging your head, you're not because the time is either slower or faster.
Well, that spoken word and Contrail Crucifix is fucking it's awesome.
My favorite part of that though is the end of it where it goes into the breakdown. When you jump in that lake of fire. Oh, it's so good. Oh no, but I love the elevator music type thing that happens in Flip Flops, that little part that they break up the song within that. I think the whole album is so fucking good. I didn't cry to Addendum. Though it is very emotional. It's heavy.
It was
very heavy. I didn't cry, but I think that if I were to listen to it today, I would probably cry.
No.
It was very, very good. I think that aside from the singles, my favorite song off of it right now is Dogfight in the Trenches. Just really good, really, really good all around. The whole album is fucking incredible. They started their tour last night. I don't know if you watched the video that they posted. The venue posted it because they're like a music store. That's where they played in Murfreesboro last night. One song in, Jackie broke one of his strings on his bass. Literally one song in. So that was fucking oof. Yeah, and so the store ended up giving him a bass to play. to like play the rest of the set with, and then Amber broke one of her violin strings, and they didn't have a replacement because it's a violin.
Yeah.
And so she just had to play with a broken string for the rest of the night. But they got through it, and they still sounded good. Yeah.
They're so chaotic that it doesn't even like matter what they really sound like. They're
bonkers.
The energy is fun.
Yeah.
I'm so mad I couldn't go.
Yeah, it sucks. I watched some videos. It looked good.
Oh no, I was so mad because I found out they went on at 12, and I was like, dude, I have a 2.5 hour drive back to Dahlonega from Atlanta. I was like,
this would have been rough.
I was like, it's not. It wasn't worth it with the day I had to have on Sunday. Like waking up early, I was like, I can't function off 3.5 hours of sleep anymore. I'm not 12. I'm not like 13, 14 anymore. Like I'm 22. I need my 8 hours.
Right. Well,
but I was more than more than understanding, and they got so many Atlanta shows coming up apparently.
Yeah, there are more to come. I was telling Carson, I was like, I wish that I could be there, but I will be on an airplane. And then I wasn't on an airplane anyway. I was still in LA. But they were like, yeah, don't worry. We have like other shows coming up in Atlanta. So they don't have any announced shows yet, but there is more to come, which is great to hear. I'm going to see Maggie open for Vista at Connect Live in Ackworth on July 6th. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So in like a week and a half. So shout out to Vista, shout out to Maggie. I'm excited to see y'all. I haven't seen Maggie play since that one show that we went to where she opened for that American Idol dude.
Yeah.
That
was a weird
a while ago. Yeah. So I'm excited for that. But again, congratulations to the Dow Boys on a fantastic album, a fantastic tour that they have going on right now. Don't forget to message them to get you a picture of that park in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
They will
2 days, right? In 2 days.
Yeah. So don't forget. I thought about that the other day. I was like, oh, yeah, their Pittsburgh date's coming up.
Yeah.
I hope Dante doesn't forget to
No.
So congratulations to all of the Dow Boys. Thank you one more time, and I'll probably never stop talking about how grateful I am to Carson and Adam.
Episode 22. Remember
like 4 months ago? Wow. Yeah. We love you both, and we love all of the Dow Boys, and we hope that we can get all of you on here for an episode soon.
And please tour safe. The road has never been kind to band members.
Yeah, seriously.
So just make sure.
Safe travels.
Yeah, please.
By the time this episode comes out, the tour will already be almost over. But be safe. Yeah, I think that's all that I have to say. It's been a weird day. I started out pretty good with doing training for this new job, and then it went entirely south. But at least this has been fun. It always is. So I'm glad that we decided to do it anyway.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, shout out to my mom for encouraging us to not cancel doing this tonight. Yeah, because it definitely. I think it
close to it.
Yeah,
it wasn't like I don't want to do it. It was just we didn't have the energy to do it.
Yeah, but I think it was definitely needed, and it helps that we talked about it a little bit to have that kind of getting that out.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I didn't start crying in the middle of it.
I thought you were going to.
I know. I thought so.
I was on standby. So
and we might have to click pause.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so that's I guess it for now. Be safe on your trip, please.
I will. 3 hours. I took my car to get an oil change and
didn't buy the synthetic oil.
Well, that and they said my car was in perfect condition, so I didn't get hit with a $1,500 bill. But no, I will enjoy my trip. I'll send you pictures. I'll try to get you something from Asheville since you got me something from Cali.
Yeah, I broke our years-long rule and got you a present.
Yeah, we don't buy presents.
I couldn't resist. It was Harry Potter. I had to.
I'll buy you something. I don't know what it is.
That's fine.
But yeah, Jojo listened to all of the episodes. He binge-watched them all in one day.
Okay.
And he goes, I think you should call your listeners jumpers. And I said...
Jumpers!
Yes,
interesting. Yeah, like cliff jumpers.
And he was like, that's what I think, though. I was like, Jojo was giving us an... what? I was like, okay, Jojo, thank you.
I actually like that.
All right, jumpers.
So thanks, jumpers. That's going to be weird.
We're going to have to...
It's still just our friends, so they're going to be like, we're just your fucking friends. Just shut up, you fucking weirdos.
We're gonna see them in. We're gonna see them in a concert. And be like, Dante, Jarod, are you a jumper?
Are you one of our jumpers?
What's up, jumper?
And they're gonna be like, well, not anymore. Cool. Well, anyway, aside from actually calling you jumpers, which I guess we'll probably do, even though it's just to have a thing.
It's gonna be weird.
It'll be weird. We just passed 300 listens.
400.
400 including YouTube and Spotify. 300 or YouTube including YouTube and SoundCloud. 400 including those.
Everything else.
300 between Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and all that. So thank you all so fucking much. 300. I know by comparison to like how many people are in the world and stuff, like is not a whole lot. But the fact that like the fact that we have like 50 to 60 people listening to this every week is just insane to me. It's really cool.
It's fun. I'm like we said, it doesn't matter if we get 10 people or 1,000 people. It's just fun to do.
Yeah,
gives us an excuse to talk to one another. So.
And we work on this shit like pretty much nonstop
every day.
Yeah, like when we're not texting each other about it, we're setting up like we're doing research or we're thinking of ideas, or we're doing like the teaser videos, or we're trying to get interviews for the future. Like we're literally like, and we're texting about ideas and about things like this, like literally all day, every day.
Texting guests that we can come. Claudia wanted to know if we can make her a guest over the phone, so we will have to.
We'll work on it.
We'll have to run a test run through our phones and see if it can work. I have no problem having anybody on. Taylor from England wants to come on, so we have.
I'm talking to some of the boys. I don't want to say anything about it
yet.
Yeah,
so we got things lined up.
But yeah, so whether you are listening to this for the first time or you've listened to all 8 episodes, regardless of if they're 40 minutes or an hour and a half, thank you, and we appreciate you. Whether this is your first time listening or your 8th time listening, whether you listen to all 45 minutes or all hour and a half or somewhere in between, it just means the world that you give a shit about something that we have to say. So thank you, and we will be back. You know where to find us because you already did. So follow us on our shit and support us if you have money, which you probably don't because we don't. But if you do, fuck. Please. But that's all for this week. Thank you so much for jumping off the cliff with us, and we will see you next week.
Take care of yourselves.